Hey guys, this is Unit 2, Formative 1, day number 2. Talking about 1 and 2-step inequalities today. Okay, so to show you how these work, we're going to use our inequality 2 is less than 6. We all know that 2 is less than 6, so what we're going to try to do is add, subtract, multiply, divide, positive and negatives to see if this is true all of the time. Okay? And when it's not, we're going to do something with it. Okay? So first off, let's try to add 2 to both sides. So if we add 2 to 2, that's going to be 4. Keep our sign less than. If we add 2 to 6, that would be 8. Is that still true? Yes, it is. So that gets a check. Okay, the second one, if we subtract 2 from both sides, well, we'll have 0 is less than 4. Okay, I'm still going back to my original on this. Okay, each time I'm going to go back to the original. Is 0 less than 4? Yes, that gets a check. Okay, multiply by 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. That's less than 6 times 2 is 12. Is that still true? You know it. Okay, divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 6 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Is 1 less than 3? Yes. Okay, so when we use positive numbers, they all work out just fine. Okay, we all have 4 red checks there. Alright, let's try using negative numbers, so using this column. Alright, when we add negative 2, 2 plus a negative 2 is 0, and 6 plus a negative 2 is 4. And is 0 less than 4? Yes, gets a check. Okay, next one, subtract negative 2. Remember, subtracting a negative is like adding, so 2 minus a negative 2 is 4. And is that less than 6 minus a negative 2 is 8. Is 4 less than 8? Yes. Okay. Multiply by negative 2. 2 times a negative 2 is negative 4. And 6 times a negative 2 is negative 12. Okay. Is negative 4 less than negative 12? No. So this is where it gets a little iffy. Put a little red flag here. Okay, so that is false. Alright, the last one is when we divide by negative 2. So 2 divided by negative 2 is negative 1. Is that less than, let's see, 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. Again, that is also false. So this gets another red flag. Okay, so when we multiply and divide by negative numbers, we have to flip our inequality sign. Okay, number 1 says x plus 3 is less than 7. So first off, what we need to do is subtract 3 from both sides. And we know that that's okay because we did that earlier. So we have x is going to be less than 7 minus 3 is 4. So since it's just less than, not less than or equal to, on my number line here, if I put 0 here, that makes 4 right here. And we're going to have an open dot since it's just less than, and I'm going to shade everything that's less than or to the left of 4. Okay, let's try another one. Alright, number 2 says negative 3y is less than or equal to 12. So this time, to get y by itself, we need to divide by negative 3 on both sides. Now I'm going to get y on my left side. On my right side I'm going to get negative 4. But remember what happened when we divided by a negative? Our sign had to switch. So here my sign instead of being less than or equal to, it's going to be greater than or equal to. So my sign switches, and when I graph that, if I make let's see, if I make this 0, then negative 4 will be back here. Okay, less than or equal to, or excuse me, greater than or equal to, that is a closed dot, so if I fill that in, and greater than means to the right, so I'm going to be shading this way. Okay, let's try another one. Alright, number 3 says p divided by 5 is greater than negative 1. So to get p by itself, remember we need to multiply by 5 on both sides. So if I multiply by 5 and divide by 5 on my left side, those will cancel. I'm just left with p. On my right side, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. And since I multiplied by a positive number, this does not change, so it's still greater than. So p is greater than 5. On my number line, if I make this 0, 5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out here. It's not equal to, it's just greater than, so it's an open circle. And again, greater than is to the right, so I'm going to shade everything to the right. Let's try another one. Alright, number 4, the last one says -3 minus 2x is greater than or equal to 1. So this one has a couple different steps. Just like equations, we want to get rid of this -3 first because it's farther away from our x. So to do that, we need to add 3. Okay, when I add 3, I'm left with -2x is greater than or equal to 1 plus 3 is 4. Since that was a positive number that I'm adding, no change there. And if I divide by -2, this is where we have troubles because it's dividing by a negative. So on my left side I'll have x, on my right side I'll have -2. But my sign again needs to switch because it was divided by a negative. So my sign now will be less than or equal to -2. Okay, if I make this 0, -2 would be right here. And less than or equal to, first off, it is a closed dot because it has the equal to part. So let me fill that in. And then less than, that is to the left of -2. So I'm going to shade this way. Okay, that is it, and I'll see you tomorrow.